R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Hey guys, Ryan Soda here, back again doing another movie review, and today we'll be reviewing Black Panther. Now, Black Panther is directed by Ryan Coogler and features Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Gunra, Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, Andy Serkis, Daniel Kaluuya, Winston Duke, Forrest Whitaker, and Martin Freeman. So, the plot of Black Panther is that, actually, before I get to the plot, I would real quick like to say, my last thoughts on Captain America: Civil War. Because if you guys saw my review for Captain America: Civil War, you may notice that it was a little bit unfinished. I would say, like it was incomplete. I would say. So I'll just talk a little bit about Captain America: Civil War. What I what I missed on saying in my review. So yeah. So the last thing I talked about when I was reviewing that movie was Spider-Man. Now I really love Spider-Man in that movie. That Spider-Man was really cool in that movie, and I gotta say they introduced him perfectly in that movie. Like from when we first got introduced to him, we already knew this is gonna be the perfect Peter Parker, cause um. Cause Spider-Man in that movie, like he was very poor actually. Like he was very poor. He lived in a small apartment with his aunt, and he was a dumpster. He was a dumpster. I think he was a dumpster driver. I think. Not a driver. What is it called? Like a when like I don't know what it's called, but it's like you take stuff out of garbage. I would say yeah, like you find stuff from the garbage and you keep it. So yeah, that's basically what he is. He's very poor. He can't even afford a cool suit. Like he's already Spider Man, but he can't even afford a cool suit. Like when Iron Man finds him, his costume is literally shit. I would say like his costume is not even that cool actually until Tony gives him a really cool suit. So yeah, and then Spider Man, he even has like a very cheap computer that's from the 1990s, and yeah, so he's just very cheap, and he can barely even afford web shooters. So yeah, and I really like how they introduced him like that. Like it was the perfect introduction for him. And I really liked how he was in action in the airport battle when he took away Captain America's shield. Yeah, and I really liked the fight between him and Bucky and the Falcon. So yeah, and I really and I so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about Spider-Man. So yeah, he was perfectly introduced in Captain America: Civil War. So is there anything else I should say? And also about Captain America: Civil War, I really love the action. Like I said in the video, I really love the action. I really love the two main action scenes, the two main battles, the airport scene and the M battle. I really love the airport scene. That is like with the one of the most badass scenes ever in a comic book movie. Not just Marvel, but comic book movies in general. So yeah, and I really love that scene a lot. That scene was just so amazing. Like it was beautifully shot. It was beautifully stunted too. Like I said in my review for Captain America: Civil War, the stunts in that movie are so amazing. Like they're literally some of the greatest stunts I've ever seen actually. And in the airport scene, it gave off the most beautiful stunts I'd ever seen. So yeah, I love the whole airport scene. It was so awesome. I really love the end battle where Helmut Zemo, he doesn't fight the Avengers. He has the Avengers kill each other. So yeah, I really love when he shows I really love when he shows Bucky, Captain America, and Iron Man the clip of when Iron Man's parents died, when his parents died, when Bucky killed his parents. I gotta say that scene was so dark. Actually, like that scene, like it actually was very dark. I really love how the MCU was not afraid to go that dark. Like literally Bucky, like he crashed their car, and then when he was about to kill Iron Man's dad, he even said Agent Barnes because he remembered him, and then he punched him. So yeah, and I really like when he choked out Iron Man's mom. So yeah, that scene was just very dark. And from there, Iron Man goes and tries to kill Bucky, but then Captain America keeps on stopping him, and so it's Captain America and Bucky versus Iron Man. And that scene was so fucking awesome. Literally, I love that scene so much when Captain America and Bucky literally go tag team on Iron Man. That scene is so badass. Uh, I really loved when like that scene where we see the stunts where they're all fight where they're both fighting Iron Man. So yeah, and that scene literally made my jaw drop actually. Like that scene is just so awesome. I really love when Iron Man pulls out Bucky's metal arm. That scene was so brutal. Like I literally felt bad for Bucky in that scene. And then I really liked just the way that that scene ended was really cool. And I really like when Captain America was like, I could do this all day. Yeah, that scene was just so awesome. So yeah, Captain America: Civil War, it was awesome. I would give that movie an A+ actually. Yeah, I love that movie so much. So now let's get on to the review for Black Panther. So the plot of Black Panther is that it opens with It opens with these people from Wakanda, these Wakandan spies. Like they're trying to go in there and they're trying to see like they're trying to like I think they're trying to do this case on this dude named Claw, cause like Ulysses, this dude named Ulysses Claw, he's been smuggling a lot of Wakanda stuff and putting it in mainland. So yeah, and so I think Prince. No, he was king actually, King T'Chaka. He sent two spies to try to figure out what was going on with all that stuff, and yeah, and then we find out that one of the dudes he sent to be a spy was actually not was actually with Claw actually, like he was with Claw. But what he wanted to do was he wanted to take Wakanda's what like all the technology from Wakanda and put it in the real world so the world can have the same technology that Wakanda has, because Wakanda's technology is super strong actually, like it all revolves around this thing called vibranium, and that's where the vibranium mostly comes from. It's from Wakanda. So yeah, and with Wakanda technology, it's literally so powerful. Like you can make powerful suits with that. You can make powerful guns with that. You can heal bullet wounds overnight. Is there anything else I should say? What else is there? So yeah, it's just really powerful. So yeah. What was I gonna say? So, what was his name? Njobu. Yeah, that was the name of the person that tried to try to do that. So Njobu wanted to do that, but King T'Chaka, he was not in it at all because he knew that humanity would not use it for good, that they would always use it for bad too. Because Wakanda always used their technology for good, but if they sold it to the real world, then he knew that some of them would use it for bad. So he was not in with that at all. And so in the beginning, he kills Prince Njobu. He kills Njobu, and yeah, and Njobu had a son too named Eric, I think. But that wasn't his Wakanda name though. I forgot what his Wakanda name was. But his son's name was Eric Killmonger. And so Eric, all he was doing was just playing basketball outside of the apartment home where that whole scene was taking place in. He was playing basketball, and then he all of a sudden he ends up seeing that the Wakanda people leave, and they leave him behind. Like they don't even take him with them at all. Like they kill Njobu, but they don't take his son. Like they don't take his son at all. Like they leave him there. So yeah, and so that kid ends up becoming the villain later on. But before I get into that, I would just like to say, like, after that scene, we lead off to the events after Captain America Civil War with Black Panther, where they jailed Helmut Zemo, and is there anything else? And Black Panther's just saving these people from Africa, and he's even saving his crush too. What was her name again? Sorry, in this review, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget a lot of these characters' names because their names are very forgettable. I would say because not to be racist, but African names, like they're at times they're really hard to pronounce. I would say, but so yeah, I'm just gonna forget a lot of these people's names. So I'm gonna try really really hard to remember their names. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and so since Black Panther's dad died in the first one, King T'Chaka, since he died, T'Challa is now being king now. T'Challa is Black Panther's real name. Like he's now being king, but he is also confused on what he should do as king. Like he's very like hesitant on like what he should do now that he's king. Like what should he do to serve them? Like how could he be this a perfect king? Like how could he rule them? Like he's very hesitant on how he should rule them and all of that. So yeah, is there anything else I should say about that whole part of the story? And yeah, that's what's happening with him. And then we focus on the main villains of the movie, Ulysses Claw and Eric Killmonger. What they're doing is I think, what is Claw doing again? Excuse me. I think Claw had the same plan, as before. He kept smuggling in, uh, vibranium to the real world. Yeah. Uh, yeah, so, but like Claw, he's working with this other dude too. Yeah, I already said. I think I already said. Yeah, he's working with Eric Killmonger, and they're both smuggling vibranium. And is there anything else I should say? And so, they decide to go to Wakanda and to I'm trying to think. What's the way I should say the plot without spoiling anything? Um, oh yeah, so them, I'll just say that them two, they end up going to Wakanda, But Eric Killmonger, what his plan is, he wants to go to Wakanda and take the throne for himself. He wants to rule over Wakanda himself. Yeah. So Black Panther is trying to stop. Black Panther and his family are trying to stop. What are their names? Are trying to stop Eric Killmonger from doing that. Yeah. So that's basically the whole plot of Black Panther. Now, do I like Black Panther? Yeah. I love Black Panther. Actually, this is actually a pretty cool movie. Actually, it's really cool. I would say. I really love. I love this movie. I love this movie. It is really good. Is there anything else I should say? But my two main flaws with this movie, which have nothing to do with this movie actually, but I'll just say that this movie could have been a bit better. I would say this movie could have been a little bit better. I would say, but it's still a really good movie. I would say, but it just could have been a bit better. Like I just wish it was a masterpiece, like Captain America: Civil War was, and the Avengers movie and all of that. But it's good for what it is actually. Is there anything else I should say about this movie? And also, I think that people overhype this movie too much, actually. Like, when it first came out, I feel like people overhyped this movie way too much, I would say. And, yeah. If they didn't overhype it too much, I think I would have liked this movie a bit more, actually. Is there anything else I should say? Okay, so I think that's it. Let's talk about the characters now. Let's get on to the main character, T'Challa. I really, really love T'Challa in this movie. I think he is so cool, actually. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You did a fantastic job playing T'Challa. Uh, is there anything else I should say about T'Challa? So yeah, I really like his character line in this movie. How he doesn't know how to rule these people since he's a king. Like he doesn't know how to be the perfect king. Like he wants to be the perfect king. Like but he's just confused on how he should do that. And I really like that whole part of him a lot. And I really liked his like love relationship with what's her name, Nikki. Her name was Nakia, I think. Yeah, I really liked his love relationship with Nakia a lot. They weren't dating in the movie, but he was sort of crushing on Nakia. So yeah, I really liked that whole part of the story, and I thought that was really funny too. And I really liked their whole chemistry in the movie too. They had such a cute chemistry with each other, and I really liked how Nakia was like a spy for Wakanda. So yeah, and I just really liked that a lot. And I really like his relationship with his sister too. How his sister is always helping him with stuff and all of that in her lab, and I really like that. And I really love all the scenes where T'Challa's in action. And I would definitely say T'Challa in this movie, he's more of T'Challa in this movie. Actually, he's not Black Panther. I would say he's not really Black Panther in this movie much. He's more of just T'Challa actually, and that's what I really like about this movie is it's more T'Challa than Black Panther. So yeah, and I just think that was a very wise decision to make. And yeah, and there's only just three major battle scenes with him as T'Challa. One being in the beginning where he tries to rescue Nakia in that forest. And I thought that scene was really cool, actually. I thought that scene was amazing, and I really liked the whole line he gives out when Okoye's like, "Don't freeze when you see her," and then he's like, "I never freeze," and then he goes down, but then he freezes when he sees her, and Okoye saves him because I think he was about to get tackled, and then Okoye saves him, and then she's like, you froze." Yeah, that scene was really cool. Is there anything else I should say about that scene? So yeah, that scene was just very cool. I really liked when he was taking out those people and he was almost gonna beat up this one dude, but he was just a kid. Yeah, and I really like the second scene where he's in, where his sister helps him out, where he's there in the car, the car chase scene, the casino and the car chase scene. I thought both those scenes were amazing, actually. Like, I really love the car chase, and I really like that song in that scene. That song was really cool, and I definitely think it fitted in with that scene. And I really liked how Shuri, she wasn't actually in the car, like she was just in Wakanda in her lab driving that vibranium car. And yeah, that scene was really cool, and I really like how when she runs over that dude, she's like, "Hey, what was that?" And then Black Panther was like, "Don't worry about it. You're doing okay." Yeah, that scene was really cool. Is there anything else I should say about the scene? So yeah, that scene was really cool. And then the other scene where he's in the suit is the end battle, which I really really love the end battle. Actually, the end battle was so amazing. It was so cool. I'll get more to that later on. But yeah, I really love the end battle. But I really like all the scenes with T'Challa as T'Challa. Like I think they're all really cool. I really like that scene where he fights M'Baku in the waterfall thing where M'Baku's trying to like be king, but then T'Challa beats him. That scene was really dope. And I really like the scene where where T'Challa has the dream with his father. Yeah, I thought that scene was just so beautiful actually. And I really like when his father was just like be the king you want to be and all this stuff. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about that scene? Yeah, that scene was really beautiful, and so yeah, but T'Challa, he was really cool in this movie. I really liked all the scenes where he was in the throne and all of that, and I really liked that scene where he saves Agent Ross. Yeah, that scene was really cool. Is there anything else I should say about T'Challa? Let me think. And I really like all the scenes where with Eric Killmonger where he's trying to protect the throne, and I really like and I thought that scene was so badass where him and Eric Killmonger are fighting in that waterfall, and Eric Killmonger is trying to take the throne. That scene was so badass, and that scene was actually really. That scene was actually really gruesome. Actually, not gruesome, but brutal. Actually, that scene was very brutal. I would say, and it was pretty graphic. I would say, and I gotta say that scene was like that scene actually it makes me shiver at times. Like that scene where Eric Killmonger stabs T'Challa. I thought that scene was like that scene always makes me flinch. Yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else? So yeah, and I really like all the scenes where he's fighting with Eric Killmonger. Those scenes are really cool. And so I just really like how he's very loyal to his throne. Is there anything else I should say about T'Challa? I think that's it about T'Challa. So yeah, T'Challa, he's just really cool in this movie, and I'm still really sad for what happened to Chadwick Boseman. I really hope they don't recast him. They shouldn't recast him because I think Chadwick Boseman was perfect as T'Challa. I really hope they don't recast him, and I'm just still really sad for what happened to him. I feel really bad what happened to him. Yeah. So again, R.I.P. Now let's get on to the villain of this movie, Eric Killmonger. I thought he was a pretty cool villain, actually. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people didn't like his acting in the movie. I thought his acting was pretty good, I would say. I really liked his character in the movie, how he was, what was I gonna say? How he was basically someone who always wanted to take over the throne. How they left him. They left him when he was a kid, and from there he was orphaned, I think, and then from there he killed a lot of people from there, and he became a soldier, and he became very deadly, and he like scars himself all over his body for all the people he's killed, and his whole body is scarred, and yeah, I really like Eric Killmonger. He's really cool, and I really like how he wanted to take the throne for himself. So yeah, and I thought all those scenes with him taking the throne were so cool, and I really love that scene where he first takes the throne. Oh yeah, shit, I just spoiled something really important. But if you haven't seen this movie, leave this review because this review will contain spoilers if you haven't seen this movie. So leave this review, okay? But I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. I mean, it was very popular when it first came out. I mean, there was a huge ass line when I first saw this movie in theaters. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and I really love that scene where Eric Killmonger takes the throne, and then the screen's backwards, like the camera is backwards, and then and I really love that song that plays in that scene. That song was just so it was so awesome, and it literally that scene gives me the chills. Actually, I think that might be my favorite scene of the whole movie, where Killmonger first takes the throne. That scene always gives me chills whenever I watch it. Like the camera is backwards at first, and then it just goes back to normal slowly and slowly, and then he's just taking the throne, and you don't even know what's happening at first until the screen goes back to normal. So yeah, that scene was just so fucking awesome. I love that scene so much. Yeah, Eric Killmonger. What all the scenes with him taking the throne, I just thought were so fucking cool. Like I thought he was so evil with taking the throne, and I thought he was so evil with his way of taking the throne and doing all this shit. Yeah, I really liked those scenes, and I really like how he wanted to smuggle Wakanda technology to the real world, like his father tried to do before him. Is there anything else I should say about him? And I really like the burn it all scenes, the burn it all scene where he has them burn all the purple stuff. Yeah, that scene was really cool, and I really liked when like his vision of when he was with his father, when he was in that apartment where his father died, and he was talking with his father, and yeah, and it shows him as a kid, not him as an adult, but him as a kid. So yeah, that scene was very emotional, I would say. Is there anything else I should say about that scene? So yeah, I just thought they had really cool chemistry with him talking to his father again. Is there anything else I should say about Eric Killmonger? So yeah, I just thought he was really cool, and I really liked yeah, all the scenes with him in action were really cool, and I really liked his suit in the end, his gold Black Panther suit. That scene was really cool, and I really liked that mask he has too. You know, the mask that he took from the museum. Yeah, I thought that mask was pretty cool. But my major flaw, but my one flaw with him is that towards the first act of the movie, we only see him once actually, and that's in the museum scene, and he vanishes from the movie for so long actually. Like he's only in one scene in the first act, and he doesn't even show up again till the second act. And yeah, but I think his character would have been a lot stronger if he had been throughout most of the first act. But he completely was vanished from the first act, I would say. Yeah. So that's my only flaw with him. But other than that, I think he's a pretty dope villain. And the scene with him and T'Challa fighting in the end, I thought was really cool with the train and them with the train thing. And yeah, that whole scene was really cool. Is there anything else I should say about him? I think that's it about Eric Killmonger. Yeah, he was a pretty cool character. Now we get to Nakia. I really like Nakia. Like I said before, I really liked her relationship with T'Challa. I really like how she was a spy. I really like how even her, like, she was thinking, like, shouldn't we just share this with the real world? I feel like the real world needs this stuff too. And then T'Challa's just like, well, we can't do that, Nakia. So yeah, I really like that scene. So yeah, Nakia, I thought she was really cool, and I really liked the end where Black Panther and Nakia first kiss each other. I thought that scene was very emotional. Actually, I really liked that scene a lot. So yeah, Nakia was pretty cool, and I really liked Okoye. Okoye was such a badass in this movie. I really loved her in this movie. I really loved all the scenes with her spear. Like her spear, I really love her spear a lot. It was so cool, actually. Is there anything else I just say about Okoye? Let me think. Anything else about Okoye? I think that's it about Okoye. So yeah, she was such a badass in this movie, and I really liked how she was royal to the throne. Like she was very, very royal to the throne. Yeah, she was really badass in this movie. And I really like Black Panther's sister in this movie too, Shuri. I thought she was very, very funny in this movie. I really liked her a lot. She was so hilarious. Like I think she was definitely the funniest part of this movie. Actually, was Shuri. Oh yeah, and that's another thing I love about this movie too. Is this movie is very funny. I would say like this movie has a lot of comic relief to it, and I think it all works actually. And yeah, it's just so funny, I would say. And Shuri, she was definitely the funniest part of this movie. And I really liked that scene where Black Panther, he was in the lab, and then Black Panther was saying something. He was like, "What's this?" And then she's like, "The real question is, what are those?" And he has sandals on. So yeah, that scene was very funny. And I really like when Ross comes in and she's like, do we have another white man injured that we have to heal?" Yeah, that scene was very funny. She doesn't say that, but she says something like that. Is there anything else I should say about Shuri? Let me think. And I think she's very powerful too. Actually, I think she's very powerful. I really like that whole thing on her wrist where she shoots out those things from her wrist. So yeah, that I really like that, and I think she's very smart too with her technology and all of that. And is there anything else I should say about her? And I really like how she's royal to the throne too, but for T'Challa though. And I really like how much she cares for T'Challa too. Is there anything else I should say about Shorty? So yeah, and I really like the scenes with her in action are really dope too. So yeah, I think that's it about Shorty. She was really cool. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? Is there any other character? And I really like Claw too. I thought Claw was really cool too. I really liked how he had a robot arm made out of vibranium, and he had a gun that came out of that too. And so yeah, and I really liked him. I thought he was pretty cool in the movie too. Like he was really dope. I would say in this movie. He was only in the movie for the first act, but he was really cool for all the scenes he was in. And I thought Andy Serkis did a really good job playing him. Is there anything else I should say about Claw? Let me think. So yeah, and I really like that scene where he's in the casino. That scene I thought was really badass, and I really like that scene where in the prison. Yeah, that scene was really cool. And I thought he gave off some pretty cool line delivery in that scene too. Is there anything else I should say about Claw? I think that's it about Claw. So yeah, and I thought they did a good job leaving off his character from Avengers: Age of Ultron to Black Panther. So yeah, he was cool in this movie. Um, is there anything else I should say? What other characters are there? Let me think. Oh yeah, I really liked M'Baku too. M'Baku was really cool too. I thought he was really cool. I really liked his rhinos that he had. I really liked that whole kingdom he had, and I thought he was really funny too. Like he was very very funny, and I really liked that scene where he tells Agent Ross, "Stop talking, or I will feed you to my children." And then Agent Ross is all scared, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding. We're vegetarians." Yeah, that thing was really funny with M'Baku. So yeah, M'Baku, he was really cool too. I really liked, and I also really liked Agent Ross too. I thought he was a really cool character in this movie actually. Like, I definitely think he was necessary to this movie. I really liked him a lot. Like, I really liked him in this movie. He was pretty funny too. I really liked how he helps out Shorty and her mother with a lot of stuff they're doing. And I really liked in the end where he was trying to destroy that plane that was smuggling the Wakanda vibranium. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say about Agent Ross? So yeah, I thought he was really cool, and yeah, and I really like that scene where when he's first getting the hang of it, where Shorty's like, you'll get the hang of this pretty fast. It's like you're riding a hover bike, and he's like, you guys have hover bikes? Yeah, I thought that scene was funny. Is there anything else about Agent Ross I should say? Let me think. So yeah, I just thought he was really cool with helping out Wakanda and all of that, and I really liked how he was very eager to help out Wakanda. So yeah, I just really liked Agent Ross a lot. I think that's all the characters in this movie. Like, all the characters are pretty good in this movie. I thought they did a really good job with the scenery of Wakanda, like developing Wakanda, the whole scenery. I thought it was so beautiful. I would say the scenery was just so beautiful. That, like, you really believe this is Wakanda actually. Like, you really believe that this is Wakanda. Like, there's never one time where you think you're on a set or anything like that. You believe that this is Wakanda, and I thought they did a really good job with the scenery. And all the performances I thought were amazing. Performances were amazing. Two thumbs up for the performances. I love the performances in this movie so much. Chadwick Boseman, perfect. Michael B. Jordan, I really liked his acting. Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Gunra, Letitia Wright, they all did a really good job with their performances. So yeah, the performances, they were great. Is there anything else I should say about this movie? Let me think. And I really love the soundtrack to this movie too. How can I not go forward in this review without talking about the soundtrack? The soundtrack to this movie was so sick. I love the soundtrack so much. Like, it was a rap slash hip hop theme, and it definitely fitted in with this movie perfectly. And all the beats in this movie were so sick. Like, I loved the beats so much. They were so cool. The soundtrack was just so amazing. I love the soundtrack. It was just very badass. It was perfect, I would say. I love the soundtrack. It was so cool. Yeah, the soundtrack, I love it so much. And let me think. Is there anything else I should say? The pacing to this movie, I thought the pacing was pretty good. I would say this movie's 2 hours, and I think it goes by pretty fast. I think the movie goes by pretty fast, and I thought all the scenes were timed pretty well. Is there anything else I should say? Now let's get to yeah. I thought all the special effects and the action were done beautiful. Actually, like, the special effects were beautiful. Like I thought the special effects, like, they were very well handled. I love the special effects so much. Like, it all looks real. I would say, like, you believe it's real. Like, it's so cool, and the action is just so cool. Like, the stunt work in this movie, not as good as Captain America: Civil War, but it's still still has some really badass stunts. Is there anything else I should say about the action? I think that's it for the action. And I thought Ryan Coogler, I thought he had a pretty good heart with making this movie. Now let's get on to the end battle. I really love the end battle. I thought the end battle was so cool with like Black Panther. When he comes back, he's like, Eric, I'm back. I'm here for the throne. He said something like that. But I thought that scene was just so badass. Yeah, just that whole end battle was really cool. Excuse me. So I really like that. I really like the whole blankets they use for shields, and I really like the where Black Panther was ground pounding and he makes a huge purple explosion. Is there anything else I should say? And I really love Nakia, Okoye, and Shuri versus Eric Killmonger. That whole scene was so cool. That scene was so badass, and I was a little emotional at times. It was a bit emotional too. I won't say what happens in that scene, but I just say that scene was a little emotional. Um, is there anything else I should say about that scene? And I really like Black Panther versus Eric Killmonger in the train station, like I said before. That scene was so badass. And I really liked when the train would pass by, like, their suits would kind of fade away a bit, and then they had to wait for the train to pass to like leave for them to fight, to continue fighting. So yeah, that whole scene I just thought was really cool. And I really like that sunset scene. And the sunset scene in that, like, in the end battle, I thought was really beautiful too, and that was the perfect end battle for this movie. Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? And I really like how in the end, Nakia tells T'Challa, "Be any king you want to be. You can be any king you want to be. Like, you can do anything to serve them." So yeah, I really love that line a lot. Is there anything else I should say about that scene? So yeah, and I really like the end with the basketball court and all of that, and I really like the end credit with him in the United Nations. Yeah, I thought that scene was really cool, and I really like the after credit scene after the credits where it shows Bucky and Wakanda where they're trying to remake his arm and like he's just staying in Wakanda. So yeah, I thought that whole I thought that after credit scene was just so cool. Is there anything else I should say about this movie before I end this review? Let me think. I think that's it about this movie. So yeah, I'll give this movie an A minus. Yeah. Bye and see you all in the next review.